In recent months, the name P. Diddy has come up in some of the most shocking headlines in the entertainment industry. His public image as a hip-hop mogul and a media empire builder has been tarnished by allegations that are far more sinister than anyone could have imagined. This isn't just about the business deals, music, or parties he's famous for. There's something much deeper going on, a pattern of behavior that hints at a much darker side to one of the most powerful figures in Hollywood. What is it about P. Diddy that draws people in? What allows him to maintain such a high profile despite the rumors, controversies, and accusations that seem to follow him? And why are we only just beginning to understand the dark psychology behind this man? Keep watching to find out what might really be going on behind the closed doors of one of hip-hop's most influential figures. And if you're ready to dive deeper into this controversial world, don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button. It helps us keep the truth coming.
As they speak, as many of you know, our law firm has been at the forefront of some of the most important litigation in the United States. We like the tough cases.
The public persona versus the private reality. From the outside, P. Diddy's life seems perfect. He's a self-made billionaire who's built an empire from scratch. He's always been seen as a genius entrepreneur, whether in music, fashion, or even alcohol branding with Ciroc vodka. He's been praised for his success and for staying relevant in a business that can quickly forget yesterday's stars. But behind the glitz and glamour, there's a side of Diddy that the public rarely sees. While he's been a media darling, there have been consistent whispers about his manipulative behavior, control tactics, and ruthless ambition. The headlines in recent years suggest that Diddy is more than just a businessman. There are accusations of intimidation, emotional manipulation, and even abuse of power that are only now coming to light. In fact, recent news sources like Rolling Stone and the Daily Mail have started to expose this darker side of his persona. These revelations are shocking, not just because of what they say about Diddy, but because of how long it took for these stories to emerge. The question is, how has Diddy managed to stay under the radar for so long? And what kind of psychological tactics has he been using to control both his public image and the people around him? A master of manipulation. One of the core elements of dark psychology is manipulation, and Diddy is a master of it. Whether it's through charm, fear, or sheer power, he's been able to control the narrative about his life and career. Former associates and insiders have spoken about how Diddy creates a cult-like atmosphere around himself, where loyalty is rewarded and disobedience is punished. It's not just about money, though. He certainly has used his wealth to maintain influence. Diddy is known for getting into people's heads, manipulating their emotions, and making them dependent on him. According to insiders, he often uses psychological games to keep people close to him, whether they're employees, artists, or even his romantic partners. Power dynamics are everything to Diddy, and maintaining control over those around him seems to be part of a much bigger plan. There are countless stories of Diddy promising the world to aspiring artists only to drop them when they no longer served his purpose. Look at Danity Kane, the girl group he formed on his hit show, Making the Band. At the height of their fame, Diddy abruptly disbanded the group, leaving many of its members disillusioned and broken. For some, it was an opportunity lost. For others, it was a lesson in how ruthless Diddy could be when it came to business. The allegations that won't go away. In the world of dark psychology, controlling the narrative is key, and Diddy has mastered this art. But as more and more people come forward, the cracks are starting to show. Over the past few years, numerous allegations have been made against him, ranging from financial exploitation to emotional abuse. What's most surprising is how long it took for these accusations to get the attention they deserve. Take, for example, the 2022 lawsuit filed by Diddy's former bodyguard, who accused him of violent outbursts and forcing him to participate in illegal activities. While Diddy's legal team has vehemently denied these claims, the case has brought more attention to the darker rumors that have surrounded him for years. Another case involves his former romantic relationships. Several of his ex-partners have alluded to his controlling behavior, with some even accusing him of psychological abuse. These claims add to the growing narrative that Diddy's success isn't just about hard work and business acumen. It's also about a complex web of psychological tactics aimed at maintaining power and control over those around him. Hollywood's love affair with power. What's fascinating about Diddy's rise to power is how much of it mirrors the broader culture of Hollywood itself. In the entertainment industry, where fame and fortune reign supreme, dark psychology isn't exactly rare. In fact, it could be argued that Diddy is a product of Hollywood, an industry that rewards narcissism, control, and manipulation. Diddy isn't the first mogul to be accused of abusing his power. Figures like Harvey Weinstein and R. Kelly have faced similar allegations, and their stories have become cautionary tales about what happens when power goes unchecked. But what makes Diddy's case unique is how well he's managed to keep the lid on these accusations for so long. His charm, his money, and his connections have insulated him from the kind of public scrutiny that others in his position have faced. The question now is whether Diddy will continue to evade accountability, or if the allegations against him will finally lead to a public reckoning. The charisma of a narcissist? If there's one thing that sets Diddy apart from others, it's his charisma. People are drawn to him. He's the life of the party, the guy who can make anyone feel special for a moment. But as many psychologists will tell you, charisma can often be a mask for narcissism. Narcissists are known for their ability to charm people, only to turn on them when they no longer serve their needs. Several former employees have spoken out about how Diddy's public persona doesn't match the man they worked for behind the scenes. One former assistant described him as someone who could be incredibly kind one minute and terrifyingly cold the next. This duality is a hallmark of the narcissistic personality type. Diddy's need for admiration and control seems to be driving much of his behavior, leaving a trail of broken relationships and damaged reputations in his wake. Media silence. Why no one spoke out. The media's role in this story is perhaps the most disturbing. Despite the rumors, allegations, and lawsuits, much of Diddy's darker side has remained under wraps. Why? The answer might lie in the close-knit relationship between Hollywood's elite and the media outlets that cover them. Diddy is a powerful man with powerful friends, and for years, it seems as though those friends have been willing to look the other way. Take TMZ, for example, which is known for exposing celebrity scandals. Despite its reputation for sensationalism, TMZ has been notably quiet when it comes to Diddy's controversies. Some insiders believe that this is no coincidence. According to reports, Diddy has used his wealth and influence to suppress damaging stories about him, making deals with tabloid outlets to ensure his public image remains intact. But with the rise of social media and independent news platforms, that control is starting to slide. In the age of the internet, it's becoming harder and harder for even the most powerful figures to hide the truth. Is Diddy's reign coming to an end? So, what does the future hold for P. Diddy? Will the allegations finally catch up to him, or will he continue to avoid accountability as he has for years? The tide seems to be turning, with more people coming forward and more media outlets willing to report on the darker side of his empire. Diddy's public image may never fully recover from the accusations, but in Hollywood, redemption is always possible. However, the deeper we dig into his psychology, the harder it becomes to ignore the signs of a man who has spent decades manipulating those around him to get what he wants. And for someone like Diddy, the idea of losing power might be the most terrifying thing of all. As this story unfolds, one thing is certain. The world is finally starting to understand the dark psychology behind P. Diddy. And as more people come forward with their stories, the full scope of his influence and his manipulation will become clearer. Until then, keep your eyes open. We'll be keeping track of the latest developments, and don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button if you want to stay updated on the next shocking twist in this ongoing saga.